Smile, meet, chat, join for networking.
For networking, it's gained at such a big pace because they've taken out the bits that other networking events people don't like about other networking events.
Listen, if we all bring a visitor, every one of us here, if we all bring a visitor next time, we must all bring a visitor. Just think, if we all bring a visitor, there'd be twice as many people here and with twice as many opportunities. Fantastic! You never hear that from For Networking, I tell you that for nothing. For Networking, it's our responsibility to bring visitors here. All you've got to do is come along, bring yourself, smile, your business card, and a tenner for the breakfast.
It's a lot more relaxed. I've been to other meetings and felt quite nervous and apprehensive, whereas I've never felt that before networking.
I looked at networking groups. I had my own business, my own marketing business, going back some time ago. And I was working over in London, and I'd get up at 5 a.m. on a Monday morning, leave my family, the wife and a newborn child, and go to work for a taskmaster over in London for a thankless task.
There are organisations out there for everybody, and each one I think has its place, but For Networking really is the most relaxed and also the most accessible of them. You can network when you want to, where you want to, and you can network 24/7 as well because of the website.
I stood up and said, "Hi, my name is Brad Burton, I'm a marketing genius, my company's For Consultancy," and somebody shouted, "Objection! One of our members is a consultant, therefore there's a conflict of interest, please sit down." Chastised like a child. Anyway, so at the end of it, I then get a dispute person speaking to me, and I've got some other group leader telling me how I was out of order. I'm thinking, oh, I didn't realise, So the bottom line was, they said to me, if I change my company name from For Consultancy Limited and lose the word consultancy, perhaps call it For Marketing or so forth, they'd let me in this group. Fantastic. So I went away there, and I thought to myself, you know what? Bollocks. That's what I thought. You can edit that one out.
In my opinion, For Networking is growing because it's basically thrown out the rule book as far as network is concerned, and basically gets right to the core of what networking should be about, which is meeting people, getting on with people, and doing the business.
So I thought, cobblers, I can make one faster, sharper, leaner. So what we've done is looked at all the other networking groups, all the existing ones, all these big ones and so forth, these big behemoths, and we looked at them and said, right, I did a bit of research, and my due diligence and research is about 30 minutes, right? I asked about 5 people in the pub, you're networking, what do you like about it? Well, I like this bit about it, great. And what don't you like about it? So I go, why'd you go? Oh, because each seat's worth 500 quid. And so, okay, right. So what we've done, we've got rid of all this stuff and put it in the bin. All the stuff that people do not like, we have put in the bin. Simple. Why keep it? Why retain it? Why hold on to a red hot poker? Oh, it's burning. Well, let go of it. And that's what we've done with For Networking. So all you've got left is if you're having a full English breakfast, nobody wants to fat on the bacon. Cut it off. Keep the meat. And that's what we've done with For Networking. We've got all the best bits of networking and all the rubbish binned.
For Networking has been one of the best finds that City PA has had, and I'm really glad to be part of such a successful, fast-growing business.
Let me ask you a question. How do you currently win business? It's your time you're wasting. How do you currently win business? Come on. We've got lots of business geniuses here. Come on. Telesales, like it?
Advertising.
So multitasking, go. Website, good call.
Networking,
like that.
Being yourself.
Referral, yeah, being yourself.
Direct mail.
Direct mail. Of all those methods that you get to win business, advertising, direct mail and so forth, ultimately what happens? You end up sat in front of somebody. So somebody's come to your website, hi, I've seen your website, I'm interested in whatever service, X service. Could we have a meeting? So you're going to have a meeting. Some work, some don't in terms of those meetings. And that's what For Networking is, what we've managed to do is circumvent all that kind of stuff. So what you should do is do that as well, do what you've always done, but also do For Networking as well. The great thing about For Networking is if you look at the trial, okay, it's a bit like going on one of these crash course diets. Look at For Networking and get a mini passport on a trial for 2 months. Come along and throw yourself in it. Throw yourself in it for a couple of months and see the benefits. If you're up to your eyeballs with debt, right, what you shouldn't do to get yourself out of debt is go and buy £10 worth of lottery tickets with your gyro. That's a mistake. And I think that's what you're doing, networking. People go to these things because actually the business is struggling or they don't really know how to perform in a business. And what they do, they rely on a third party referral to build your business. And you can't do that. Like a lottery ticket, come on numbers, maybe next week. You can't do that. And what you've got to do with your own business is go out there and find it. And that's the thing with phone networking. It's a platform, not a guarantee. There's no guarantee that you're going to go away with a wheelbarrow full of gold. Can you just open the door, please? We've got a wheelbarrow full of pound coins. But last week, I went to phone networking in Swindon, and a guy called Simon, I can never Musgrove, something or other, double pound name, posh. A bit like Tim. But Simon stood up, he said, yeah, I joined phone networking last week, I've not even been invoiced, and I made £1,000 on day one. Thinking, my God, you're going to get success stories like that. You speak to anyone within a phone networking meeting and ask them, why did they turn up week in, week out, day in, day out, when they don't have to, there's no compulsion to attend? And the reason behind that is because it works. And that's what phone networking is, it is working. Let me just explain this. We started off on February the 6th, my 21st birthday, 2006. And I stood up in this very building and I said, welcome to the future of business networking in the Southwest. And there's lots of people laughing and so forth. Fantastic. But you're going to get that because it's quite easy to be dismissive. Big fat northern guy, nothing upstairs, so forth. But I have a secret weapon. Behind that curtain, anyone ever seen The Wizard of Oz? The big fire-breathing mechanical thing, and you turn it back and some bloke behind and go, ooh. Welcome to that man. This guy here, Tim Johnson, he's the co-director of phone networking. And Tim has got a brain, a business brain. And he's even got letters after his name. How good's that? I know someone with letters after his name. An MBA. And what Tim does is he provides business strategy. Tim described me as one of those wind-up mice. You let it go and it goes all over the show and nobody knows where on earth it's going. Even the mouse doesn't know where it's going, right? But what Tim does, he goes, you know what? There's no point in putting Brad in this funnel because you're not going to go there. So what we'll do, we'll give him a bit of leeway, and every time he moves forward, we'll just keep pushing the piece of card behind it so he can't go. And that's what we've got. You've got a dynamo like me who's a complete, absolute marketing nutcase, and you've got someone with a composed brain and so forth. We did one of those Belbin tests and personality tests. 100% different. Tim, tell us about the vision.
The vision for networking is to create a global community of small businesses. Small businesses because actually they're independent people. Big, large businesses have got their own culture, ethos, office politics and ways of doing stuff and the water chiller. Well, in a small business, you don't have that. And quite honestly, I'm quite happy not to have that. But we got technology, broadband and all the rest of it, much more home working, and that can be quite a lonely place. So what about creating a community of like-minded people who are experiencing the same challenges, but also are independent, spunky, got their own drive, got their own enthusiasm, want to meet people with a similar sort of background.
I think phone networking is growing at such an amazing pace simply because it is relaxed. It's thrown away the rule book. That's exactly what it intended to do, and people are ready for it. They want to network under their own terms, and that's what phone networking allows them to do.
The great thing about phone networking, somebody recently did really well out of phone networking and left us. Fantastic. That's what I like to hear. And the other thing is, area leader rang me up, he said, Brad, 4 of our members can't make Bristol this Friday because they've got real work on. I said, great, with a bit of luck, nobody will turn up because everyone's got real work on. This thing has been created not with a build a network in mind, it was really created to drive business, if I'm honest. This is a little secret to my marketing business. And consequently, that's why we built a system and a format that worked and was conducive for bringing business to your business. So if it worked for my business, it'll work for yours.
This is where phone networking all began. In sleepy Somerset in Bridgewater, Junction 24 of the M5.
2 groups last week, 2 groups this week, 3 groups next week. On average, 15 new groups going on the network every month. The next tranche you're going to see, the next bit of development is going to be on Newbury, Oxfordshire and the North West. By the end of this year, we'll have 70 groups across the UK.
Second year, you saw phone networking growing up to the West Midlands and beyond, and Stoke and Stafford. And as we come into 2008, we're covering the Northwest, coming across over to the Northeast and back down, round the M25 and into the big city itself.
Before having 250 groups across the UK by the end of 2008, it's going to happen. Everything that we said we're going to do at phone networking, we've done ahead of time, and it's going to happen. So thank you very much for being part of this. And I remember when we first started this, I didn't know it was going to be a major success. He did. I didn't. But now it's fantastic just to see that I've got loads of friends, genuine friends through phone networking, and it's a growing network. So thank you very much.
Smile, be chat, join phone networking.